brother, there's an endless road to rediscover. Hey, sister.
I was pretty excited whenever I got the text from Tobin that we had gotten drawn for the Hagerman hunt. Wasn't prepared physically for the hunt, but I knew that it would be fun. Tobin and I had taken a Saturday to go up and scout the big mineral, and we walked about 6.5 miles around, saw hogs and saw deer, and was pretty excited about it, and we had a pretty good spot we thought picked out.
Hey, sister, do you still believe in love? I wonder. Oh, if the sky...
We had decided to park at the main parking area and pack our stuff in from there. It was a little over 2 miles in. We put the stands on our back and got to walking. Hung stands on that Thursday, and we're able to look around a little bit and get out of there and get prepared for the Friday morning hunt. Friday morning when it was time to hunt, we got there early and checked in, and as usual there were hunters ready to go. Hunters waiting in the parking lot with their trucks. Thought it was kind of interesting that they all had bicycles. Tobin and I didn't have bicycles, and walking by the first group as we were walking in the dark with our headlamps on, first hunter said good luck, and that they would pass us here in a little bit. So kind of interesting. Nobody ever passed us. We stayed on stand until about 10:30, and during that time we saw 6 or 8 does and probably 20 or 30 turkeys. Heard a bunch of turkeys gobbling off to the east. About that time we hear some hogs squealing off to our east too, and it was all we could stand. It was time to get down and try to do some spot and stalk. We put our nose to the wind and started stalking around. We ate lunch up on a hill, and the wind was blowing pretty good. And I got to be honest, by that time I was wondering if we were going to see any hogs that day. We had a pretty good lunch, and Tobin and I decided we'd go ahead and continue to stalk around. Tobin had a great idea to work our way up an easement and then hang a left at the creek, and that was a good one. As we were walking our way, we were paralleling the creek to the left, and we walked up on a group of about 12 hogs, and Tobin stepped up, and he had one to his right. Tobin put a good shot on that one. We would find that hog about 30 yards to our east, and the rage did its job. It was pretty interesting that you could stalk up on those hogs. We were downwind of them; they couldn't see us, and Tobin shot his, and I shot 3, and I was able to find 2, and the third one I didn't find. So all in all, it was a successful hunt. It was about 12:20 by this time, and we had 3 pigs on the ground. We dragged them up and went ahead and decided not to field dress them, but go ahead and quarter them out and get the back straps out. And Tobin, over the deer season, had turned me on to Havilon knives, and if we hadn't had those 2 Havilons, I'd probably still be there today trying to quarter those hogs out. So we got them quartered up. Thankfully, Tobin thought ahead and brought some rope, and I was able to take some of that rope and string through those quarters, and had a meat necklace, and had 4 quarters on the left and 4 quarters on the right, and had 2 back straps in one pocket and 1 back strap in the other. So it was I felt pretty loaded down until I looked at Tobin. He had his big backpack, and he had probably about a 180-pound hog in it, and decided to go ahead and take the head out too. So it was time to go ahead and start hiking out. Well, when I first started hiking out, we were probably about 2.5 miles from the truck, and I thought to myself that I might need to take a rest on the way out. Well, it wound up taking us, I think, 4 times just to lay down and rest on the way out. This was the most physically demanding and grueling hunt that I've had, which is not saying much. I'm normally driving my four-wheeler to within a couple hundred yards of my stand, so this is definitely something new. The Lord blessed us that day. Had a great time, enjoyed the hunt, and I definitely want to go back.